Yo, what is popping? People, your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. You know how we do before we get started. We got to give a shout out to you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that little star at the bottom and hype your boy up. You know what I'm talking about? Hype your boy up, hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. And y'all know we cannot do a video without giving a shout out to our beautiful ladies of the CU Aunties. So if you see the CU Aunties in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you show them some love and say what's up. But please be respectful at all times, because if you disrespect the CU Aunties, we got to see you in them streets. Big ass shout out to the CU Aunties. Boy, it's one of them days. So y'all get ready. It's New Year's Eve. So tonight, y'all be careful out there in them streets. You know what I'm saying? If you outside, be careful. I'm going to be outside, but I'm going to be in my truck, driving it up 35, going to Dallas. I'm going to be working. So don't even worry about your boy. I'm going to be all right, I think, unless, try to beat the craziness back. But let's get this party started. Mary Kay Cabot seems to think that Kevin Stefanski deserves another chance. She also thinks he deserves better quarterbacks. But let's talk about it. Now, Mary Kay Cabot, Brown's insider, she seems to talk to Kevin Stefanski a lot. She seems to be the first to report on a lot of things from the Cleveland Browns. She seems to be the one that talks and emails a lot with head coach Kevin Stefanski. And since Shedeur Sanders has become the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, there has been a lot to be said about the job that Kevin Stefanski has done with this quarterback position, starting from the beginning of the season when they had 4 quarterbacks, 5 if you want to count, old Deshaun, old Badfoot, old bad Achilles having ass Deshaun Watson. But Mary Kay is on that trip like somebody that treated Kevin Stefanski bad. Like Kevin Stefanski ain't been here for 6 years and came in the door with a playoff-ready team and ruined it. But she thinks Kevin Stefanski deserves another shot. So she was on UCSS the other day, and this is what she had to say.
I think that Kevin deserves a chance to coach something other than a rookie quarterback learning this game. Maybe it's Shedeur next season. Maybe it'll be somebody else. It could be a rookie again next season, but I think it'll probably be Shedeur. But I just think Kevin deserves a better quarterback situation. He just deserves a chance to coach a situation where you have a chance. And this year, they weren't going to be winning with Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. I think it's tough to say, we're going to rebuild this team. We're going to turn it over to all these rookies. And at the same time, you have to go out and win football games with this crew.
Now, Mary Kay seems to think that they deserve a better chance with something other than a rookie quarterback. Do you know how many quarterbacks Kevin Stefanski has had since he's been in Cleveland, lady? Kevin Stefanski has had Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum, Nick Mullins, Jacoby Brissett, Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, P.J. Walker, Jeff Driscoll, Jameson Winston, Bailey Zappi, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. DTR was his draft pick. Now, he's had the chance to develop DTR, 5th round draft pick. He had a chance to develop Dylan Gabriel, 3rd round draft pick. He had a chance to develop Shedeur Sanders, 5th round draft pick. But we all know he didn't want Shedeur Sanders. He hasn't shown any interest in Shedeur Sanders until the light bulb went off in his head last game during the Steelers game, when he finally figured out that Shedeur Sanders might be his prize. And maybe that I should have started Shedeur Sanders instead of Dylan Gabriel all those games ago, and we might not be in this position. But he came in the door with Baker Mayfield as his quarterback, who was a 1st round draft pick, who took them to the playoffs that season, which was a COVID year, and got a W, beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. Even though Kevin Stefanski was not there for that game. But after that, you've had 11, 12 more different quarterbacks. You've had your fair share of quarterbacks to develop. Over 11 quarterbacks in the past 3 years. So you can't tell me Kevin Stefanski deserves another shot with a quarterback that he doesn't have to develop. He's had plenty of quarterbacks that he didn't have to develop. Baker Mayfield was one. Case Keenum was one. Jacoby Brissett was one. Deshaun Watson got hurt. Joe Flacco was definitely one. P.J. Walker was one. Jeff Driscoll was one. Jameis was one. Bailey Zappi was drafted in the 1st round by the New England Patriots. I don't know what Bill Belichick was thinking about, but that was a bad choice. But Kevin Stefanski has had his fair share of quarterbacks. He's had more than enough chances. He's been in Cleveland for 6 years. He went 3-14 last season, about to go 5-12 this season if they win tomorrow, Sunday. So how many more chances, Mary Kay, do you want to give Kevin Stefanski? I'm thinking none. I'm thinking, Kevin, your chances has run out because this team hasn't gotten better under Kevin Stefanski. And y'all can run that Deshaun Watson trade to the bottom of the earth. That wasn't the trade that hurt the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski was losing when they got Deshaun Watson. Kevin Stefanski hasn't had but one winning season since Deshaun Watson was here, and one winning season before Deshaun Watson got here. So you can try to push the Deshaun Watson has screwed this team up with that trade. No. What happened to the other years before Deshaun Watson? There has been no improvement with Kevin Stefanski. And now that Shedeur Sanders is at the helm, all the haters have come out, including this one.
People in that building will tell me he still doesn't know how to flip protections. He doesn't know when he's hot. He doesn't know what he's looking at. He can only throw to wide open receivers. He doesn't make tight window throws. He doesn't throw guys open. This is not the answer. These last 2 weeks were the opportunity coming off the Titans game to show that he can be the guy against playoff contenders, and he has not lived up to it. This is not it.
But he beat a playoff contender on Sunday. He was throwing in tight windows on Sunday. He was reading defenses on Sunday. But when you got people like this in the media telling you all of these lies and telling you that people in the building are telling me that he can't do this and this and this and this. And then Sunday he goes out and does that and that and that and that. What do you have to say now? There has been no public apology. There has been no denouncing the people in the building that told me that he can do this and this and this and this. Everything they said about Shedeur Sanders has been proven wrong. They want to complain about the interception and Shedeur Sanders throwing the ball across the field because he was used to throwing to Travis Hunter. And Travis Hunter doing things like this. This is what he was used to. Travis, go get it. Okay. That is what Jerry Jeudy was supposed to do. Jerry Jeudy was supposed to go get it. Like that. Attack the ball. But what did Jerry Jeudy do? Jerry Jeudy stood there and looked at it and said, I think I got it. Defender showed up and took it. Stepped right in front of Jerry Jeudy and took the ball. That's what Shedeur Sanders was used to, but now he knows. Don't throw it to Jerry Jeudy like that because he won't attack the ball. He won't go get it. But John Fanta thinks that Shedeur Sanders has done enough to be the starting quarterback for 2026. And y'all want him to go get, I'm so sick of people saying, well, go get a veteran. You got a veteran. Your veteran is Deshaun Watson. And he's on staff. He's under contract. He's owed $80 million. He is not leaving Cleveland. So next year, Deshaun Watson will either be quarterback 1 or quarterback 2. Either way it go, he's going to be on the roster. So all of you Cleveland fans, all of you people that despise Deshaun Watson, who has done absolutely nothing for y'all to besmirch him in this manner. He got hurt. He played 1 season and 5 more games, and he got hurt. But once again, y'all want to blame him.
With the most important thing, and that is, the quarterback situation. Shedeur Sanders competing with a veteran. Now, I don't know, who I don't have somebody today that I'm saying they got to get this guy. And too often over the years, it's been, well, could they get Kirk Cousins, or who are they going to get? What are they going to get? Like, I don't sit here today and say they have to get this veteran. I just want to see them. I don't want to see them draft somebody in the first round. They have too many other needs. So that would be the first thing that I'd take a hard look at. Look, in terms of the coach, I think you have to move on from the coach. I think you have to take a look at a couple of different guys that have stood out to me. Clint Kubiak being one of them in Seattle. I think you could look at Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator of the Bills. I would go offense on this search. I would try my best to keep a Jim Schwartz, but I would look at Kubiak. I would look at Joe Brady. I don't think that John Gruden will be realistic. You wonder with. I just am curious. I'm not saying he's the next head coach of the Browns, but you wonder with the Chiefs and the way that next year's stacking up, what Matt Nagy could do there. I know that there's been a lot of buzz around Vance Joseph and Chris Shula and Jeff Hafley, these defensive guys. To me, it makes sense for the Browns to get their guy that can match up with Shedeur and grow him as a quarterback. And if Shedeur doesn't pan out, look, there's a world where it just doesn't work, guys. He's gotten a lot of opportunity. He's going to continue to get opportunity, and he's going to have a real shot, perhaps the best shot, to be the starter in Week 1 because he presents the most upside right now for this organization. he make some bad throws on Sunday? Yes. Did he make a horrible throw on Sunday? 100%. But he has an inside track at this job heading into next year because he's shown some good things in an offense that doesn't have a lot of talent. So I would go offense. I think you got to look at Brady. I think you got to look at Clint Kubiak and the job that he's done in Seattle. I mean, I am so impressed by the Seahawks. I can't say enough about their staff and their people in there. There's something there, guys. And I think, you look at a Coach Johnson and what the Chicago Bears have become. If you go and get that guy who can make a Sam Darnold look as good as he can, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, that's why I'm fascinated by Kubiak and the potential there. Barry, I think Andrew Barry will be back in some capacity. I think it's interesting, some of the reporting around, other people that they're talking to. I think you're going to see some sort of a shakeup. I would reset this whole thing, but there's a suspicion to me, and my gut says Andrew Barry will still be around making key decisions for the Cleveland Browns.
And that's what you need. You need somebody that's going to believe in Shedeur Sanders. Because you need too many other things in too many other places. You need offensive tackles and guards. You need receivers. You need another safety to cover. There's a few things that you need that are more important than drafting a quarterback and wasting draft picks on a quarterback when you have two capable options already in your building. Everybody's complaining, but when you don't have the weapons to do what you need to produce, then yeah, it's going to look good in some spots. But when you don't have the weaponry to fight the battle, it's like going into a super soaker fight with squirt guns. You're not going to win. You're going to come out soaking wet. You're going to drown. So instead of everybody in Cleveland mad because Shedeur beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday and pushed you back to about the 5th or the 6th draft spot, because now you can't draft that quarterback. You don't need one. What you need are pieces. You need to do what the Eagles did, which is put your pieces together. Put your linemen in place. Put your wide receivers in place. Do what the Chicago Bears did for Caleb. Is go get the pieces you need in order to win. Get you some linemen. Get you some receivers. Get you some replacement pieces. So when it's time to go to war, you can win. Shedeur Sanders has been balling out these 4, 5, 6 games he has played. But what is his ceiling? What is his floor? I say his floor is somewhere around the Geno Smith era, when Geno Smith first came into the league. Bad. Balling. His ceiling is somewhere around Aaron Rodgers. Slinging that thing. Throwing touchdowns. Hitting receivers in tight spaces. Doing the things that you've seen him do. But y'all need to stop with that running around out of the pockets getting sacked myth, because you haven't seen that. You saw it in the first game against the Ravens because hell, they were sitting in the house. And what else was he supposed to do when you need offensive linemen? When Cam Robinson is getting pushed around like he a lawnmower cutting the front yard, what else do you want him to do? But what's Shedeur's floor? or his city.
You were the Shedeur guy, and I was the, dear God, I don't want to watch Dylan Gabriel guy. But Shedeur has won me over in leaps and bounds with how he plays, the heart, the development that we're seeing. I really like the kid. I even if it's not here, I want the best for him because I like what I've seen through 6 starts. But neither of us have kind of put a name on it. Neither of us have said we think he's a top 10 quarterback at his best 2 years from now, or he's a top 15 quarterback. And I think that's what's interesting. Like, to me, that is when somebody's maybe struggling with what they think of Shedeur, and maybe they're more negative on Shedeur than we are. They go, you're overvaluing him, even though neither you or I or most Shedeur fans that I've heard, meaning like Browns fans that like Shedeur, not Shedeur fans that, Colorado and going all the way back, but fans that have watched him in these 6 games, I haven't heard one person put a ceiling on him or a floor on him.
Yeah, well, what's tough about this is right now, if you try to put ceilings on people and you make comparatives and you use names the way that you wanted to do here, it almost becomes insulting in many ways because everyone, so a lot of the top 10 quarterbacks or a lot of the top 15 quarterbacks right now sound like insults when they're not.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's a top 10 quarterback. If I said he's got the ceiling of Sam Darnold, people would look at me like I've just insulted the guy to the high heavens. Yeah. Meanwhile, there are all sorts of quarterbacks in that 16 to 12 range that have really strong names. If you just go by passer rating for this year, for instance, that's where Justin Herbert lives. That's where all sorts of different guys live right now. But I don't look at Justin Herbert as the 13th or 14th best quarterback in the sport.
And that's where Bo Nix and a few other quarterbacks live. But who knows what Shedeur's ceiling is? His ceiling can rise depending on the weapons that he have to use. If he has a multitude of weapons, because everybody is trying to criticize him, but not criticize the team. The team needs to put more around him. You can fight all you want to. You can go to war every day. But if you go to war with somebody that got machine guns and you got muskets, you're going to lose every time. If you got hand grenades and they got rocket launchers, you're going to lose every time. When going into battle, you need the proper artillery. And Shedeur Sanders don't have the weapons to fight the big fight. And no matter who the quarterback is, if they don't have the weapons, they're going to lose the war. And that's any quarterback in Cleveland. So if you draft the quarterback and you move up in the draft, it's going to cost you 4 or 5 picks. And once again, you'll be stuck in the same spot with your quarterback, but nothing to fight with. And we'll be right back here next year saying the same exact thing. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Put your thoughts in the comment section. We want to talk about it. What should the Browns do? Kevin Stefanski get another shot? He had enough quarterbacks. But y'all let me know. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Turn your post notification bell on. Hit that little star down there at the bottom. Hype your boy up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better be subscribed. Oh yeah, go watch the me and G Bush video. Because I was in the barbershop last night. We had a time. A time was had last night. Is all I'm saying. But I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Y'all be easy. Appreciate everybody for coming out watching. Watch one of these videos. Dude, help a brother out. I'm out of here. Peace out.